So I'm delighted this evening to spend some time catching up with Andrew Featherstone. He'll be on the upcoming property panel in the next few days, Saturday, 28th of January. There's only a few places left, the Property Development Summit. I'm really delighted that Andrew is going to offer his specialism, which includes working with listed buildings and also working outside of the M25. Your strong areas are Bath, Bristol, and anywhere in the southwest, and Bournemouth as well. Is that more or less correct? Have I summed it up correctly, or?
Yeah, that's right. I've got a couple of flats in London, but the majority of my projects are mainly Dorset, Bournemouth, Weymouth, Dorchester. I do some in Devon and in Bath as well. Got a few properties up north, but they're some of the rental portfolio rather than actual projects. So you're right to say that I focus outside the M25 to do those development projects.
So why listed buildings? So, because I notice very few people do listed buildings, possibly because of the amount of work to go involved about knowing exactly how to work with local planners. Maybe it's your relationship. But I'm sure there's going to be people attending on the day, Andrew, who are thinking, look, we love the GDV which people make in London. However, you know, we're not prepared to spend those sums of money in London. And I know you're spending significant amounts of money in terms of the cost of the project to start with. Can you just run through a few case studies in the last year in terms of numbers in 2016?
Yeah, just to start with the listed buildings, I didn't deliberately go for listed buildings, it just seems to have happened. And I found a couple of blocks where it was a big listed building already converted into flats. I refurbished them all. And so I just got used to listed buildings. I mean, it is a lot of hassle, but then property development is hassle, and your skill really is to get a project done and overcome the hurdles. So once you sort of get used to that sort of hassle, then in fact it gives you a competitive advantage, because a lot of developers won't touch listed buildings because their perception is it's a lot of hard work, which it is, and it's another layer of complexity. But obviously, if you can, like any development, if you can get around problems that other people don't think they can, then obviously it gives you an advantage. And also means that because not that many people are chasing those projects, that in fact you can pick them up relatively cheaply per square foot. So in other words, the competition isn't that great from a buyer's point of view when you buy the projects. So obviously you can buy them relatively cheaply, so you can make a margin if you can get around those problems. The latest project I've done is bought a listed building in Dorchester, which was the old council building, West Dorset Council building, about 22,000 square foot, and that had listed building permission and planning permission to convert into 17 residential units. I'm just getting towards the end of that, and that's got a gross development value of around about £4.5 million, and that's all gone fairly well. There's been a lot of toing and froing between trying to satisfy the listed building officer and the building regs officer, but we've managed to find ways to do the builds and provide the sort of compartmentalisation between each flat and each communal area, which hasn't been that easy, but we've managed to come up with solutions to actually complete the build and get the building regs approval.
Andrew, did you say 17 units? Did I get that right?
17, yes.
Yeah. So different councils work with different numbers in terms of social subsidies, in terms of in London, that's my knowledge base. How does it work on the South Coast? Is there sort of like a certain size where if you reach, then there's a social subsidy attached to it?
To be honest, it all depends on which council you're dealing with. They all have their own rules. But luckily on that latest project I did, there was no affordable housing, no still community infrastructure levy. There was a section 106 agreement, which was quite significant. but at least there wasn't any affordable element either. But really, it depends on your local council and what their views and their policies are. It's very hard to give a blanket figure or percentage or anything. But it's obviously a major consideration that when we're doing projects. If people have an affordable element, you've got to allow your GDP will be lower than it would be on the open market. So you've got to factor that into your sales figures.
So you're on the funding panel. You're going to be on the panel with the likes of Nicole Bremner, who's raised funding through crowdfunding. There's also going to be Tim Hodges as well on that panel on Tor Protest. You haven't looked at crowdfunding yet. Is that something you potentially might look at down the road, or are you going to stay with the joint venture particular strategy?
I mean, I haven't discounted crowdfunding at all. In fact, I do some of my own sort of crowdfunding. I've got a group of investors who put some capital into projects and return for a high rate of interest. So that's not a joint venture. That's more just loans. So that is a sort of my own type of crowdfunding. But I probably will look at that crowdfunding in the future in order to secure funding. Fees in my own, but yes, I will look into it. Yes.
Yeah. As I say, it's a very limited space left for that particular event. So there's a potential if people book too late, they may miss the boat in terms of the 28th of January. It's always tricky to know how big a room to go for, and certainly size and logistics on my part. Look, Andrew, you're not often in London, or from my knowledge base, you're not often in London because you live in Dorset. How can people reach you? So, and what opportunities are you looking for in 2017 as well?
You can always look at my website, which is www.featherstoneproperty.com, or andrewfeatherstone.co.uk, which gives them more a guide for people at the start of their property journey investing. So have a look at those. I do give talks around the country quite regularly. So this one on the 28th, I'm going to Canary Wharf in February sometime at a PIN meeting there, and I do speak around the country. And obviously, if you wanted to come and visit, then pop down to Dorset. I could show you around the site, and we could I could help you out.
And am I right in saying you're at Lee Ashby's PPN Bournemouth on a semi-regular basis?
Yes, I do a slot for PPN Bournemouth probably about every 3 months or so. I just do a 25-minute slot of whichever topic Lee thinks people want to hear. Just drawing on my experience of doing over 100 refurb projects and having a rental portfolio of about 150 properties.
Would people find you in any property magazines on a regular basis as well?
Yes, I do a regular article in YPN magazine, probably bi-monthly, Your Property Network magazine. At the moment, I'm doing to help people out when they're starting, which is a key questions to ask your estate agent or letting agent or mortgage broker. Just going to do one on property sourcing. Do an interview on that. Because often, say you go and see a mortgage broker or a letting agent, and you can't really think of, you don't know enough to ask some illuminating questions. So, for instance, on the letting agent one, there's a lot of questions to ask rather than just the obvious one, which is what are your fees? There's more questions to ask, and it just gives people a guide to take with them when they're meeting those sort of professionals, which you will need to have a good relationship with in your property career.
So it's just to summarise for the listeners. So it's this coming Saturday, the Property Development Summit. It's on the Holiday Inn, Camden Lock. It's a ticketed event. It's very, very limited seating. And Andrew's coming in the afternoon. I don't know if you're arriving from Bournemouth in the morning or you're coming in the afternoon, Andrew.
I'll be there in the morning too.
Wow. So I look forward to seeing you. I look forward to the difference which you're providing, particularly the likes of, if people are looking outside of the M25 thinking, look, the M25 is not working for us. We need to potentially do what Andrew's doing, or maybe connect with you in a form, or maybe look at the listed aspect, which you're one of the top UK people at the moment, from my knowledge base in my network, but you're one of the few people looking. I know you say you're not targeting necessarily listed buildings, but it's definitely coming your way because less people are looking at that particular model. So just want to say a huge thanks for you taking time out today, Andrew.
Well, pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.